Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Steve's Gone Crazy, and welcome back to Trick and Treat. Now, I just finished playing Resident Evil 7, and episode 2 is actually going to be coming out either just before or just after this video gets uploaded. It's rendering as we speak, so we'll see how that lines up. Anyway, in the meantime though, I thought I'd give this game another play, so let's jump right back into this story. So last time, just as the episode ended, we started to hear about this strange occurrence of people disappearing in the woods near this town. So let's go ahead and continue on and figure out some more. Axel. Interesting story. I didn't know that such a story was hiding in this town. I said, honestly surprised. Even if it is a lie, it managed to hold my interest. Alfred. Wait, there is something more, Alfred said, at the same time he scrolls to the comments. We read what is written there. A couple of comments call our attention. Both of them talk about about some creature. At that time they felt a horrible fear for what could happen to them. Well, the two comments share great similarities. But they could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went to the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. Maybe they went at the wrong time of the year. Steven. I thought that you only read those things to look more cool before the girls, replied Steven as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame. Partly, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. Alfred impressing the ladies. Steven. Well, now we have an activity for tonight. Steven said at the same time he makes a face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I asked, completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simple. Let's go to the forest. Steven replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? Said Alfred, unable to believe what he had just heard. You only needed to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you've heard, you want to go. Of course, it would be a test of courage among us three, replied Steven, full of confidence. Perhaps too much. He should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No. Why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred. At the same time, he folds his arms, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as when you have to talk with a girl. And what about you, Axel? Don't tell me you won't come. Suddenly, Steven asks me, at the same time looking at me mockingly. Don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group. I hate that tone of voice he used. I will never give you that, I said without thinking, showing a confident smile and look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We are going to the forest. Bad idea, Steven. Steven said, full of energy. Yeah! I just imagine, we three said in unison as if we were going to have some kind of private party. I kind of imagine like 80s montage, just everybody jumps in the air, high fives. Yeah! Not really knowing what we were doing or what we were going to find. 2:13 a.m. Oh, had to click. I awake completely confused, not knowing how much time had passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Fortunately, the pain goes away quickly, just as my confusion. Soon I come back to my senses. My flashlight is lying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was my only protection against the darkness that surrounds me. Then I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen! Alfred! Can you hear me? Without thinking, I scream their names in the dark, while trying to find them with my flashlight. But there's no trace of them. They are gone. Where the hell are they? And what the heck just happened? I really don't understand anything. Shit. We should have stayed at home. This is not a proof of courage. We could be in danger. I have to find them. 2:19 a.m. 6 minutes later. Little time has passed since I started to look for my friends, and I already can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it is unnatural. It is a darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold as in winter, carrying a strong rot smell, as if there were corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. The atmosphere in this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes you more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me, but there is nothing. I sigh with my voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking, devoid of any hope. No matter where I look, or how much I walk, I find nothing. I cannot even hear the sounds of animals. Rather, it seems that they are already dead and rotting. No, I have to calm myself, I said to myself. I stop for a moment to rest. I breathe deeply, but the rotten air of this place does me no good. Immediately, I start to cough, as if I had something stuck in my throat. Shit! What am I going to do? This cursed forest seems endless. And even if by miracle I could escape, I cannot abandon Stephen and Alfred. I'm really screwed up. Again I sigh, feeling on the verge of tears. My frustration is building up, but I have to do my best to keep calm. If I fall into despair, then there is no doubt I will be joining the list of missing persons. In the end, I decided to keep walking. Step by step, I should get somewhere. At least I was convinced that staying in the same place would not do me any good. Even if it was only to deceive myself thinking that I am doing something, I wanted to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sound of my footsteps can be heard. Knowing that as soon as you stop, you will be surrounded by a dead silence is a good incentive to keep walking. But my legs were already hurting. Suddenly, I hear a crack at my feet. Instantly, I take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. What is this? I whispered to myself, surprised, discovering that I had stepped on animal bone. I believe that it's from an animal, although I do not rule out the possibility that it belongs to a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about that. An expression of anguish is drawn on my face. It is best to ignore it. I have to keep walking. Suddenly, my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards there again. Oh, kitty. Only to realize with the surprise that is the white cat. The one from before which made that awful meow. But this time, I find it lying on the ground. It appears to be fainted and is wounded. Then what should I do? Well, I can't just leave her alone. It is best to continue without waking her. That cat is dangerous. It's her fault that I ended up in this place, and my friends are missing. But even knowing that, for some strange reason I can't help but feel sorry for her. Even if it is unnatural, it is still an animal. I then bend down to see her closer. She is unconscious and there is a thin line of blood coming from her mouth. I'm a real idiot, I said to myself, at the same time I cleaned the blood from her mouth with a handkerchief that I had with me. Fortunately, she doesn't wake up. I then close her mouth, making her appearance a little better. I assume that's what we're seeing here because I didn't see any blood. Now she seemed to be peacefully sleeping. It's a really strange thing to do. After a long sigh, I decide to pick her up carefully. I don't know what the powers of this cat are, but if she brought me here, maybe she can return me to my world. With her in my arms, I decide that the best thing I can do is to continue walking. 2:31 a.m. Oh, so it hasn't been very long still. Well, 3 o'clock's the witching hour, so I wonder if that's got anything to do with this. Again, I find myself in the dark forest walking aimlessly. Only moving forward, but it didn't seem I was getting somewhere. In my arms, I carry the cat which sleeps soundly. Come here. You'll be safe. I suddenly stop. It was probably easy to see the disbelief on my face at that moment. It's that voice again, I whispered to myself with no one to listen to me. Shortly after I found the cat, a mysterious voice appeared in my mind. It is a feminine voice, soft and gentle, as if it belonged to a princess from a fairy tale, but I can't trust it. Am I really going crazy? Or is it this forest that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. I then feel the cat move in my arms. I look down at her confused, just to see how she opens her red eyes suddenly. I become quiet at that instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into the eyes of the other. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there is something fascinating about them, something that attracts me. I lose myself in her eyes as if hypnotized, until suddenly she jumps with the intention of scratching my face. My reflex is pushing her at the same time. I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I manage to dodge her attack, but in the process I drop my flashlight. I panicked and acted clumsily. The flashlight falls near me, lighting up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as it left my hands, I remember how dense this abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking before taking action. I then light the place where the cat was, only to discover she had arched her body angrily as if she feared an attack from me. Those red eyes stare at me, shining with the light of the flashlight as if there were jewels, reflecting a fearsome hatred and rejection towards me. My body freezes after seeing them. I can't even think. The cat then lets out a thunderous meow similar to the one before, but weaker, although not any less frightening. There is no doubt there is something wrong with that animal. It must be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be some kind of evil spirit, a pet of the witches. I feel how panic seizes me. My heart beats quickly, begging me to do something. My mouth is dry and my forehead covered with cold sweat. What should I do? Escape from the cat, confront the cat. It's just a cat, man. Confront it. No, I should not despair. I have to calm down and think carefully about what I should do. With that in mind, I take a deep breath and look again at her. Soon the expression in my eyes changes from fear to courage. I realize it is only a cat, without a doubt a strange one, but my life is not actually in danger. That isn't a tiger staring at me, but a simple cat. Apparently her only power are those weird meows. If she could kill me, she would have already done that. So I rule out that possibility. Her work must be transporting the next victims to this area of the forest, so unnaturally and shady. After filling my lungs with air, I slowly walk towards the cat. Her meows get louder with every step, but I don't let them scare me. Seeing that I do not turn back, she shyly takes a step back. In my mind, I smiled at that image. The prey is now the hunter. I look at her directly while advancing. Little by little, her meows become weaker, as if she is losing strength. Then I suddenly jump and take her in my hands. She hardly resists at all. Not so tough now, right? You look better like this. She is trembling in my hands. She looks so helpless that I almost feel like a villain. But I must not forget all that she has done so far. It's her fault I'm in this place. Are you sure? She brought me here. Then if I kill her, would it be possible to go back? For a moment that grim idea crossed my mind. I had never killed an animal. Truth is that I can't be proud of myself in doing such a thing. But if I do, maybe this legend could end here and now. Then what should I do? No way, man. It's just a cat. Even if it's a magical cat. It is only logical. The magic should die along with the cat. That should be my ticket back. What? I chose not to kill her. If I kill her, everything would be over tonight and the legend would come to an end. Confident that it was for the best, I try to view it in my mind. But no matter how hard I force myself to see it, in the end I am unable to take the life of another living being. Even if it is a cursed cat serving a witch, I don't feel good about killing her. I think I'm too nice for my own good. So the only thing that remains is to keep her with me, hoping that sooner or later she allows me to escape. With nothing more to think about, I decide the best thing to do is to continue my path. She may be useful. 2:41 a.m. It's been a few minutes since I captured the cat. Again, I find myself walking with her in my arms, led by the strange voice. How long have I been walking in this forest? Apparently not enough to make me go mad, but it should be close. Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will help you. The voice sounds closer this time. It seems that I am going in the right direction. I don't fully trust in it, but it's the best I have. At least at first glance it seems a friendly voice. I am completely focused on my way when I suddenly feel something bite me. Arg! What the heck? I shout in pain, realizing that the cat bit my arm. Well, yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't a dangerous bite, but it sure was painful. With my distraction, she takes the chance to jump from my arms, falling a few steps away from me. Quickly, I set my gaze upon her furious, but soon something happens that makes me forget about my anger. And I'm sorry, everybody, but that's actually all the time we have for today. And so, gonna leave you on a cliffhanger, eh? Well, you'll have to tune in next episode if you want to find out what happens next. Yeah? See what I did there? Anyway, my name is Steve's Gone Crazy, and as always, I'll see you next time. Ooh!